Ben Sebastian here, curator of the Sonic Symphonic podcast, composer of the Kalasin series of albums, and kind of reviewer, reactioner on this channel. I'm up late; it's gone past midnight, and I'm like listening to reams of heavy stuff and kind of catching up on inbox-related kind of material reviews and what have you. And we're going to talk briefly about a band called Kali. And I believe it's Cali. It could be Carly, but I think I'll go with the most obvious. They're a death metal band from Suffolk County, New York. I know that one of the members is one Josh McGuire, as he's the one that submitted it to me. The band kind of sort of sits in the sort of doom / death metal category, and they say that. Bands that sound similar are Obituary, Jungle Rot, and Decide. I know that this single, Angel of Light, came out on the 1st of February. They've got a Facebook, they've got a sort of YouTube link. I'll put all of that below. And alas, that's kind of all I really know about them. So without further ado, the simplest thing is to push play and let's get this late night rolling, huh? Okay, well, that was Kelly, Angel of Light. Cool track. You know, it's got that classic sort of early death metal sort of like, you know, vibe to it. Yeah, it's a bit of a stomper. And you know, it's enjoyable. The thing I found distracting is the mix, and I'm not saying that every starting out band that's starting out and is releasing their first kind of single and what have you has to be perfect. But for me, this particular mix just was a little bit too low endy and rumbly. There's a guitar solo in there that seemed to be quite dynamic, but you could sort of barely hear it. The vocals were sort of, this vocal space was eaten up by a lot of that low end rumble, and the rumble built as you progressed towards the end of the track to that fade out, and there's a few pops and clicks in there as well. Now I know that, you know, musicians, aren't we all, we're all working to a budget of nothing, and particularly if you're a gigging artist as well, you know, because you travel in a £500 van 500 miles with £5,000 worth of equipment to earn 50 quid between five of you, or $50, I suppose, if you're American, between five of you, you know, and you know, you spend 50% of your income on studio kit and time and all this kind of stuff. But you know, so I'm no stranger to what, you know, what it's like to be able to, you know, successfully get anything recorded, and the costs involved that it can get involved in making it sort of sound decent. But I will say that the power of the power of all the instruments was diminished, you know, somewhat by that distracting sort of rumble and very sort of fat, muddy kind of bass and mid range. Now, I don't purport to be an excellent mixer. I don't purport to be an expert on all this kind of stuff, and I don't like to do negative kind of reviews, because, you know, I'm all about empowering musicians to sort of stick at their craft, and improve, and go forth and conquer, I suppose. So what I would really like to see Kali do is and then in the next kind of release, the next single, is to pay attention to some of that. Reference your track on different kind of things like iPhones, mobile phones, different types of Bluetooth speakers, your car, as well as, you know, your laptop and whatever you're recording in, and maybe spend a bit of sort of time of absence away from the track, so you don't get sort of, you know, too comfortable with a mix that, you know, might be a little bit off. You know, leave it a period of time, come back to it, play it to a mate, and check what they're saying with it. And if that whole sort of mixing production isn't your bag, find someone like, you know, maybe on some of freelancing websites that could do it for you for, you know, for a reasonable sort of budget. There are quite cheap options out there, and you'll always learn something in the process. And, you know, this is a band that appears to be at the start of the process. You know, there's, you know, only the Facebook and the YouTube bit going on. That's all the links that they've submitted. So, you know, clearly they're not sort of out across the masses yet, and this is in early formation stage. The music's good, the vibe's good. The sound just needs a little attention. Also, and I know this is another point, and this is a point that I struggle with, is, you know, when you submit stuff to anywhere for review, you know, try and include as much information as possible. And I know it's a pain, because, you know, you're trying to set up your band, and you're trying to set up a brand as well. And, you know, have all these collections of images. For example, your Facebook banner image isn't the same size and resolution as what a Twitter banner needs to be, and then your YouTube banner is something different as well. And it's hard to get sort of like uniformity across everything. And then you've got all these about sections to pre-fill, and then your links, you've got to link them all together, you know, send links from one to the other and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, use those spaces to tell tell you more about the band, like who are the members, what's their backstory, where did they come from, how was the band formed, you know, what are they looking to achieve, you know, what, as well as sort of like what's coming next, or what bands I might have done before, any other links to any previous work, if this is like a new side project from something that existed, aside from something that already exists or existed previously, because it would give people, knock everything for six here, give people like me something more to talk about, which is more sort of adds more value to viewers and watchers. But a reasonable effort, a potentially a really good single, but just some slight attention there. And I'm all for supporting bands, and just because the mix is off, it shouldn't discourage you guys from supporting Kali and going and following them, because bands contain human beings. Human beings need boosting. They need encouragement. They need support, and sometimes they need a leg up. And I hope that's kind of the message that I'm delivering here, because I don't like to be all sort of doom and gloom and pessimistic, and I absolutely hate being critical in any way, shape or form, because that's not, as I say, that's not what me and my mission is about. But I want you guys to come back to me through whatever medium, and and show me your next piece of work, and by all means, if you've got any questions, or if you've got any, you want some links, or if you want some sort of like contacts, or areas to go to for advice on handling certain things, I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to talk music with a musician until the cows come home, as they say here. Although I'm not quite sure where cows go before they come home. But yeah. So this has been Kali, Angel of Light, and I've been Ben Sebastian, and I hope there's some takeaways from this video.